Hello students, how are you? Today I am going to tell you something new. As you can see a picture here written Ravindranath Tagore. Gitanjali is one of his creation. Do you know who has written Jan Gan Man, your national anthem that you used to sing every day in the morning assembly? He is Ravindranath Tagore. So today, whatever you are going to read, whatever is poem, it's a poem, is written by Ravindranath Tagore. First of all, I would like to tell you about him. He is one of India's greatest poets. He is the composer of the Indian national anthem Jan Gan Man that I have mentioned earlier. His works are loved for their lyrical beauty and spiritual depth, reflecting a love for nature and his homeland. He received Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 for his collection of poems, that is Gitanjali. Here, Gitanjali is his collection of poems. So this is about Ravindranath Tagore. Just think, you are going to read the famous personality, about the famous personality. Just think, you are going to read a poem created by him, Ravindranath Tagore. Moving to the next, here a small description about him. Ravindranath Tagore, he was born at Calcutta, Bengal Presidency, British India. It was a time of British India, means when India was ruled by British government. He is the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. Tagore introduced new prose and verses forms and the use of colloquial language into Bengali literature. So here is some details about Ravindranath Tagore. Now moving to your poem. And the poem is, I cannot remember my mother. See, the meaning is very clear. I cannot remember my mother. So here I am going to start the poem. I cannot remember my mother. Only sometimes, in the midst of my play, a tune seems to hover over my playthings. The tune of some song that she used to hum while rocking my cradle. Okay, the poet is saying that he cannot remember his mother. He cannot remember his mother when sometimes in the midst of his play. Sometimes in the midst of his play, she used to listen, she used to feel her humming sound, singing sound, while rocking his cradle. Rocking, gently moving from side to side or back and forth, while moving his cradle. Okay, she used to listen the tune of some songs that she used to sing. Hover, float in the air. Float in the air. So the poet is saying that he cannot remember his mother, but only sometimes in the midst of the play while moving the cradle of the poet. Mother used to cradle the poet, and he often heard the sound of the song that she used to hum. Next paragraph. I cannot remember my mother, but when in the early autumn morning the smell of spewly flower, shiuli flower, it's SB, it's SHIULI, it's shiuli flower, floats in the air, the scent of the morning service in the temple comes to me as the scent of my mother. Okay, so in the first paragraph he talks about the tune that he used to hear. Perhaps his mother often sang the same song as she rocked him to sleep in the cradle. He recalls his tune as he touches his old days. Okay, and in the second paragraph, he's mentioned some words like shiuli flowers, morning service. What is shiuli? A small white autumn flower with an orange center. Beautiful flower. Morning service, morning prayers and rituals. While doing morning prayers and ritual. So again he's saying, I cannot remember my mother. Even in autumn, the shiuli tree in Bengal blossoms into fragrant tiny flowers which are used for worship. So he's saying that his mother would string the flowers for the morning service at the temple. So the powerful fragrance of the shiuli flowers would trigger off happy memories of his mother. Is correlating the scent and the memories of the mother. Okay. Then the third paragraph. I cannot remember my mother. Only when, from my bedroom window, I send my eyes into the blue of the distant sky, I feel that the stillness of my mother's gaze on my face has spread all over the sky. All over the sky. Now he is just recalling the quiet, serene gaze of his mother. Serene, calm. Okay, serene, calm. When from my bedroom window I send my eyes into the blue of the distant eyes. From my bedroom means he used to see the sky distant, far. Okay, the distant sky he used to see from his bedroom window. I feel that the stillness of my mother's gaze on my face has spread all over the sky. So whenever he looked into the sky from his bedroom window, he felt that his mother is looking at her from the sky. He felt stillness. Okay, that he looks at the vast expanse of the clear blue sky. The simple lines reveals that how much the child missed his mother. Okay, because his mother passed away when he was still young. So in this poem he expresses his inability and recall the face or features of his mother. To that he correlate to the smell of shiuli flowers and tune of song and the happy moments that he shared with his mother. Okay, now Rabindranath Tagore, I have told you about him. Here some vocabulary. Hover, float in the air, rocking, gently moving from side to side or back and forth. Surely, a small white autumn flower with an orange center. Morning service, morning prayers and rituals. These are the morning services. Okay, I cannot remember my mother. If I talk about the summary, then the poem is a gentle poem written by Guru Rabindranath Tagore. We call him Guru. Okay, and Rabindranath Tagore is one of the greatest poets. National anthem is was composed by him, and here in the poem he is missing his mother and correlating his memories with the tune of the music, with the cradle, and with the shuli flower, and with the smell of that flower. So he's missing his mother, and he felt that she is continuously looking at her from the vast sky whenever he used to see the sky from his window lying on the bedroom. Beautiful written poem it is. Okay, now what we will do? We will do comprehension. Moving to the comprehension, here we will start the question answer. First of all, answer these questions. The speaker in the poem is an old man, a young man, a child. So who will miss like this? Yes, of course, a child is missing his mother. Which words or lines in the poem support your answer? Support your answer means how can you say that the answer is a child? The speaker in the poem is a child. Is there any line that's showing? Yes. So now we will move to the poem. Here it is. I think this cradle one will be the correct answer. Sometimes in the midst of my play, a tune seems to hover over my playthings. Okay, a tune of some song that she used to hum while rocking my cradle. So not an old man or a young man is going to lie in the cradle. It is only a child that used to lie in the cradle. Second question, which senses like sight, hearing, smell do the following phrases refer to? A tune seems to hover, the blue of the distant sky, or scent of the morning service. So tune seems to hover. Which sense used here? Do the following phrases refer to? The phrase A, a tune seems to hover. Tune, can you see the tune? Can you feel it? You only can hear it. So answer of the A question is hearing. Now moving to the next, B, scent of the morning service. You cannot see, you cannot hear, you only can smell a scent. Next, C, the blue of the distant sky. You cannot feel, you cannot smell, you only can see. It means the answer is sight. Now, how do the above mentioned things remind a poet of his mother? Okay, so how do means above mentioned means these three phrases are here. The things are here that remind a poet about his mother, that now you have to mention, like now you have to describe it, that how you can say that. So here we will start with the first one, the oral image of a song hovering over the playthings. It is like a faint tune, reminds the poet of the lullaby that his mother used to sing while rocking his cradle. Obviously, while rocking his cradle, mother used to sing the lullaby to make sleep to the child. And the smells of the shuli flower in the air and the incense from the morning service in the temples are reminiscent of his mother's scent. that when she used to worship, she used to take this flower, and the smell of the flower is really nice. And the last one, the blue of the distant sky after the scent of the morning service. So here, whereas gazing out of his bedroom window into the distant sky, a vivid representation of the visual imagery reminds him of his mother's gentle gaze upon him. Okay, upon him. So next question is, pick out lines from the poem that indicate that the mother had loved her child. Pick out lines from the poem that indicate that the mother had loved her child. Now again we have to find out lines to show the love of a mother for the child. The mother had loved her child very much. So lines, now we have to move back to find out the lines in the move back to the poem. It is the tune of the some song that she used to hum while rocking my cradle. Mother used to sing song or the hum song very lovingly to make sleep to his child. Okay. And the next is, I feel the stillness here in the second para and in the third para. I feel that the stillness of my mother's gaze on my face has spread all over the sky. Because in the second para he is expressing his love, he is correlating the memories, but here the response of the mother is mentioned in the first paragraph and in the third paragraph. Okay, so you can say the answer is the answer is in these lines. Now moving to the next word study. The poet mentioned a few things that remind him of his mother. For example, the scent of the morning temple service reminds him of the scent of his mother, and a still blue sky reminds him of the still gaze of his mother. The scent of the morning service in the temple comes to me as the scent of my mother. The above sentence can also be written as, my mother smelled like the morning temple service. Similarly, the other things that remind the poet of his mother can be written as, the sound of my playthings is like the tune of a song that my mother hummed to me. The distant blue sky is like my mother's still gaze on my face. Notice the use of the word like to establish a comparison between two things. Such comparison that use the words like or as are called similes. Similes you have already heard, you have already did some of the exercise. Again the similes are here. Similes means when you compare two things or you establish a comparison between two things. Like some of the example, very easiest example that you have learned in your early classes are as white as snow, as beautiful as peacock. Reminded, these were similes. As clear as crystal. Okay, now this is exercise time. So here, identify the similes in the following sentences and underline them. The sun rose in the sky like a blazing ball of fire. How to find out simile? The sun rose in the sky like. First of all, the word like and as used in the sentence. So the sun rose in the sky like a blazing ball of fire. Sun here compared to the blazing ball of fire. So underline like a blazing ball of fire. Nina came into the dance hall smelling like a rose. Nina came into the dance hall smelling like a rose. So like a rose is simile. Zoya swam like a fish in the lake. It swam, sorry. Zoya swam like a fish in the lake. Swam like a fish. From a distance, the lava looked like molten gold. Looked like molten gold is the answer. Rustam climbed the tree as deftly as a monkey. So, as deftly as a monkey is showing comparison. So, here it is the answer of it is to underline as deftly as a monkey. So, now we have done comprehension of the poem. Here we have done poem, and you come to know about a famous poet Rabindranath Tagore. And here you can see the picture again coming to the first one. And now thank you very much for your patience and have a nice day ahead.